Elevate's Business Development Program. My name is Jason Wyatt, and I'm joined today by our Executive Director of Elevate, Carlos Ortega. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm excellent, Jason. Thanks for letting me be here today.
Wonderful to have you. So what we're going to be discussing today is we're going to be talking about business loans. And how do we get business loans? But we want to keep this very generic a little bit so that we can allow for organizations to just understand some of the basic needs of what's needed to prepare for a business loan. So the first question I have for you, Carlos, is before we go into our conversation today on business loans, tell me a little bit about Elevate.
Well, Elevate is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that's dedicated to supporting entrepreneurs and small businesses throughout a 7-county area. That includes Coles, Cumberland, Shelby, Edgar, Clark, and Moultrie counties.
Wonderful, wonderful. So when we're talking about business loans, Elevate has a program that I know Elevate has a program about business for developing small business loans. But let's look at some of the specific things that a business needs to know to prepare to get a loan. How do you get that opportunity to get that money? What is one of the first things that you would tell a business starting out that they need to have?
Well, a lot of things that have to come before actually receiving the money is a plan. So a business plan is something that's vital and necessary, and here at Elevate we can help you do that.
So when you say business plan, for those people who don't understand what a business plan is, could you give us a little bit more example of that?
Basically, it's your mission and vision statement. It's what you want to do. It's what you want to accomplish. It's how you're going to market yourself. It's what you're going to incur the costs that are incurred upon actually developing your small business. There are other different indirect and direct costs that are associated with making sure that you have everything in place to either provide a banking institution, community development financial institution, or CDFI, or even here at Elevate with our revolving loan fund that we have available for Mattoon residents.
Wonderful, wonderful. So now that we understand what a business plan is and how important it is to help us understand not only our business, but to first get a loan, what is some of the other big important things that are needed for a business loan?
Well, making sure that you have a good financial forecast is very vitally important. That's something that all bankers and all institutions look at. They want to know how you're going to repay that loan, and they look at your projections over time and determine if it's something viable. And in order to be viable, you need to make sure that you have a proper market in place. And that market right now these days can be anything from the local market within a rural context, or it can be a global market. I do believe that where you're located within a small business, you should not be hindered by the individuals that you sell to. And one of those things that we do is we help individuals with market analysis utilizing Esri data services to help you better understand your broader market within the United States.
So we need to know our business plan. We need to know who our market is. We need to know our profit and loss statement for financial information. I know that for also another key part of developing and getting a loan is also credit. I know in personal loans they require credit. In business loans, is that something they also look at, your business credit?
Oh, very much so. A lot of small businesses actually don't have business credit to begin with. So they look off your personal credit. So one of the things that we encourage people to do through our 6-step process is that this will help an individual actually go from idea to business plan. And during this process, we actually help you fully realize and grasp that you need to make sure that you have your finances in order before you can apply for a business loan. Having your personal financial information and other things in order is key to actually starting a successful business.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that information. I know for me as a business owner, understanding those parts of a business program to get a loan require us to be prepared for things that we might have not have thought of before. And knowing those key inputs there of a business plan, your market, your credit. But another thing that a lot of businesses struggle with is what type of loan should they get? And I know that in the business world, there are several loans available through different organizations. I know Elevate has a loan program here, but what other loan programs exist out there?
So I'm not a financial advisor. I just want to preference that I'm not giving any financial advice whatsoever, nor am I allocating for one individual institution or another. But one of our goals is to make sure that people understand their opportunity for loans. So the SBA has the SBA 7A loan program. You have different institutions that focus on different loaning opportunities. For example, if you find out that your bank doesn't give commercial loans for small businesses, there's probably another bank within your general facility that actually can.
Okay.
And then we have revolving loan funds, such here at Elevate. If you go through our 6-step process and program, we allow for the application of up to $10,000 for an individual after they complete our program to obtain a revolving loan fund of that amount after everything is said and done.
Wonderful.
And then you have CDFIs, which are community development financial institutions that actually provide low after everything is said and done.
Wonderful.
And then you have CDFIs, which are community development financial institutions that actually provide low interest loans to individuals who cannot traditionally receive a loan from a banking institution.
Okay. Those are great sources. I know for me, I always think, the first thing I think of for a loan is a bank. And when you're dealing with a bank, they often have, or any financial institution, they have a multitude of those types of loans. So you mentioned the SBA type loans, the small business CFDI loans, CDFI loans. And so we have all of those, but for businesses, you also need to understand that there are things that are business loans for overhead. There are loans for equipment. There are loans for expansion. So those are other types of loans or reasons to get loans that you can look at that are possibly available through different organizations out there. And as Carlos said, we're not going to recommend that you go out and get a loan. You need to do some analysis of yourself to determine if your business requires a loan. So speaking of that, what would be one thing that you would say is the most important part before you as a business owner go out and say, I have to have a loan?
From my personal standpoint, it's about whether or not you understand what your business is and who you're selling to, so your market. A loan, in my opinion, is something to help you push forward or expand your services in some form or fashion. For that to happen, you need to have people you're selling to or a product that is readily available for an individual to buy. And if you see that you can make money by borrowing a little bit money and then having that available to use, it's all about whether or not that return on investment is going to pay off that loan for you.
I think that's the key phrase there is return on investment, or ROI. It's very important for business owners to understand what return on investment is and how that affects your business as you go forward. Understanding that connection allows you to determine if you need a loan or if you don't need a loan. And I always recommend to have a good accountant you work with. You can work with, there are many accountants out there. I do recommend that you get a CPA accountant, certified accountant. Not just a random accountant. Don't think you're going to run to H&R Block and have a tax prep person help you with this business program, with understanding whether you need loans or your return on your ROI, your return on investment. Because oftentimes those people do not have the accounting background that you need. You need that solid background to understand how to get the return on investment that you're making.
Yeah, that's one of the things that Elevate helps individuals with, is that we help connect them to a CPA, a qualified accountant, when they're ready to do that.
Okay, that's wonderful.
For a limited time, of course.
Okay.
So these services are all rendered by volunteer support individuals who are dedicated to creating a community of successful business owners.
So we've now got a loan. We've had to understand the loan process and what's available for us as loans. Is there other funding out there that maybe a small business might have access to that isn't a loan?
There are different grants out there with the whole devastation of the COVID-19 pandemic that happened on small businesses. There have been a variety of different grants, although those are coming to an end. I would really caution an individual wanting to get a grant due to the fact that having a grant is great, but understanding how your business will survive after a grant is even better. Yes, there are grants, there are loans, there are angel investors, but all of those require individuals to understand their business, their market, and how that loan will help them grow so that they can either acquire new customers, sell more product, or develop the newest gadget.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much for sharing that, Carlos. So there you have it. We've talked a little bit about business loans, but we also talked about the other opportunities that are available for you if you're looking to get some money invested in your business. We mentioned the importance of having a business plan, how to look at that return on investment, how to understand credit. So for this program, if you want to click on the link that's attached, you'll actually get 7 questions that it was asked by Forbes magazine for people who are looking to get business loans. 7 questions that you ask yourself to understand what is needed for your business. So I want to thank Carlos for your time.
Yes.
It's been wonderful having you here on our program today. We will have this again next month. And if you would like to learn more about business development or the business development program, please come and see Elevate here in Mattoon. Thank you very much, and you have a wonderful day.
Excellent.